Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for two matches, two round one matches, as a matter of fact, in this year's VP4 2024 Virtual World Snooker Championship. First up, starting at the top of the hour, we have Coldest Pillow representing Wales and Larry from the USA. These matches are a race to 6. And starting an hour later, we have Tarek, who is from Egypt, against Interchange X, who isn't here yet. He won't be here till much nearer the time, I would assume. He's from the USA, so they start at 7 o'clock. So obviously what we're going to have to do is see how the matches are going and keep an eye on what's happening in the Tarek match. But the main match that we're here for is the Coldest Pillow Larry match. Don't forget that on Monday night, I think it's at 7 o'clock, we have the semi-final match in the Virtual World Cowboy Championship. That is, or the Virtual Cowboy World Championship, I think that's how I see it. And that's between Plonker Rodney and BP Monster. They're battling out to see if they can take down Cobra, the current champion, who's already in the final. So that's to come. And also, in case anybody doesn't know, there is the European Championship final tomorrow night. I think it's an 8 o'clock kickoff again, and that's, of course, England against Spain. England are on the brink. They need to take it one step closer. I think that they are the best team. They've got the best quality players. It's a question of them playing as a team. If they do that, they've got that bit more talent than the Spaniards have. And I just don't think Harry Kane should get a start. I think he should, if anything, he should come on as a sub if it goes to penalties. I just think they should stick with the team that they finish with and see how that goes. Welcome to Wit. Welcome to Spud Boy. We are about a minute away, so we'll just get it tabbed to the tournament page. Well, the tournament tab. And we'll wait in this room going up. We'll still have the lag for the break. Now, I think this match, from one point of view, will be fairly predictable. In fact, I think Coldest Pillow might be guilty of something similar, because I was watching him play the other day in that other match. You know, I'm pretty much old school as far as snooker goes. You've got to know when to wind it in, and I think Larry's very predictable most of the time in snooker, where if he sees a ball he wants to pot it. My idea is you know, you can leave things out for bait, because he's not going to pot everything. You know, the surefire way to beat somebody is to pot everything, but you know, it's too difficult to do that in this game. Far too difficult. So we've got Larry in now. Coldest Pillow needs to use a bit of upstairs knowledge in terms of stemming that flow, and he needs to know when it's time to move and when it's time to back off. There are times you don't play shots in snooker, and when it's far easier to play safe. You just got to know instinctively when that is. So here we go. We have Coldest Pillow on the right hand side and Larry on the left. And of course, in snooker, if you win the lag, or in the case of the real snooker, it's a toss of a coin, but you have the choice of breaking off or giving it over to your opponent. And the other point is that I don't think Larry spent so much as 1 minute doing any practice in snooker. So we'll see how it goes. And Larry not playing a conventional break. In fact, that's a terrible break, because you've got to put right hand side in the cue ball to get in between that pink and blue. Now this cue ball needs to bump that red to the right of the black to have a shot. And now the black's tied up, and that red in between those two reds that are right of the black, it goes. And Larry can certainly bump one red. Whether he can get any of the other red to get it out of the way, I doubt it. Well, he's actually got it clean. So here's where all you do is you play the safety. You hit the yellow, stick the cue ball behind the brown, and that's all you do here. You don't get any more ambitious than that. You leave your opponent having to come out of a snooker, or at least play the safety shot. And this is what I don't agree with. You know, you've got Larry desperate just to get 5 points, whereas he could have, he could have had his opponent in a lot more trouble. And now he might bring a red out, and he has done. Now he needs to get the cover, and that'll do. But he could have had Coldest Pillow in much more trouble had he just left the 5 points alone. And that's a better length on the safety from Coldest Pillow. Now if Larry's blocked from the left side, he can only play off that middle red up table there, and that's going to bump into the two reds by the black. But he can certainly get the cue ball well out of there. Just doesn't want to get this too thick. Now he looks as if he's actually lining up a pot again. You see, this is where, well, he's not, but I think what he's done there is he's given up the table to Coldest Pillow. Coldest Pillow can have a free shot at this red here. Larry should have been back into bulk. And that's a poor choice of shot. Of course, Coldest Pillow's missed it. Did you see Welsh professional snooker player? Yeah, I read that. Was he not beating up his partner or something? I got the gist of the story, something like that. And of course, he'd been found guilty. And so the first thing the WPBSC is boot him out. They're going to do that. And of course, if he does try to get back into the game, he's going to have to do that the hard way. He's going to have to go through qualifying again and all of that stuff. And of course, the bigger picture is he's lost his income, he's lost whatever sponsorships he had. Welcome to Miasma. Got it right this time, I think. So Coldest Pillow in at the moment, and about 5 reds to pick off here. Now let me try my second camera this time. Down at the business end of the table. Now he's overhit that by quite a bit. But of course we're having the red over the right hand side. He's okay. Now he needs to hold this cue ball or let it run through and come up. He wants to get a decent line in the black ball. And that's too straight. He's got a slight angle, but he doesn't want to try and pinch too much off this. And that's fine. He was comfortable coming back. He's left that short now. Now, if he starts running forward, he's going to catch something. So he's decided to come up and try and get onto the blue. He hasn't got there, but yellow will be good enough. You just got to watch his weight of shots, Coldest Pillow, because this, I keep saying it, the cue ball will run on like that, exactly like that, a lot more than you actually anticipate. And he's just a bit too heavy with his shots. Welcome to Tam. Well, ideally, unless there's something in the pack here, let me see if we can get my donut working. He can certainly get into the pack here. And that just needs to bounce a wee bit. That'll do. That will do very nicely. And now, on our break of 43, he has a frame winning opportunity here. And it could very well be a good chance here for a big break. Triple figures. Those two reds at the back of the pink. One of them will certainly go, I think. But the other one will also go if you can get that second last red out the way. I think it will go. It looks as if you can just get enough of it. And of course, given the time at the table, Coldest Pillow will find his way to shot. I never looked at the bracket to remind myself. I never had a look before this started. Now, here's a shot where you can just roll through and play the red into the middle pocket here where I am. He hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit it. He's left that way short. He should have been over here, over there to play the red. But he's got it, and he just needs to roll the pink in. He's going to be sitting good in the pink, on the red, I should say. Break goes to 82. Well, in fact, that red's covered the pink spot. And now out into the middle of the table, beyond the pink, he wants to come over here. He's drawn back to make sure he's got the line to do it. And this is a very good start for Coldest Pillow. The break goes to 90, and he should, of course, clear up. And no sooner than I say that, then he doesn't take his time and set himself, and he breaks down on 90. So that is, I think, the second highest run in the tournament so far. Yeah, it's crap weather up here as well. It's been dull and grey all day. Now Larry's messing about here. He's got no chance in this frame. Maybe trying to get a pot or two in. I suppose it would be a little achievement if you managed to have cleared the table there. Well, this cue ball goes around the corner. I don't think it's a free ball. We'll soon find out. I don't think it's a free ball. Well, Larry is not going to win this match by trying to pot everything. I'll tell you that now. And Coldest Pillow is not going to win the match if he keeps trying to pot everything. Although he's had a good start, you know, you don't want to play into Larry's hands where you start making mistakes, going for that one too many, and then Larry settles down. Got to keep him at arm's length. Larry will still pot balls, But you've got to keep him under control. It's about keeping your opponent under control. So, very quick first frame, barely 13 minutes into the match, probably less than that. So Coldest Pillow made his statement of intent with a break that should have been a century. Just didn't take enough time. I mean, if you're sitting in 90, you take your time and you get yourself set, then you play the shot. Of course, you're trying to keep a rhythm up, but you're also trying to get to triple figures. That would have been a bonus at the start. No, the highest break is Rodney. He was on a 147, 10 reds, 10 blacks. Finished up in 111. He's got the highest run of the tournament. And Coldest Pillow's kicking himself because he should have had the definite second highest and also the second century of the tournament. Now this is a wee bit tricky. You just check the cue ball up. Just to hold the cue ball from leaking into the pack there. It wanted to run into the pack. And he'll take the red along the cushion, I think. Let me have a look. Yeah, just dead weight, and he should still be on the black. I mean, he could run up for the blue, but dead weight will get you there. And now the red on that cushion. Now that's perfect. That's perfect. You don't need to do anything other than let the cue ball roll out. But you don't want to roll to the cushion like that though. And now he doesn't want to get greedy here. Well, that's a perfect line off that red. Right there to run for cover. Just take what you've got and run. 4 reds, 4 blacks. And already Larry under pressure. And that's got him under even more pressure. Now Larry should be just running in to the back of the pack, but he's got to watch that red at the back. He's got to try and get there. Not into the back, into the side I should have said. Somewhere there. And he's opening out too far. And that, for a snooker player, is so easy to run into the pack. But Larry, not being accustomed to the table, not being used to the lines and the angles, he hasn't got there. Now, that is now just given Larry license to get there this time, but once again he's not found a line. And he really should have done that in the second time around. Okay, he's not left anything on. But this time he'll probably get it right, so he needs to go shorter in the side rail. And again he's going too wide again, and he's given 7 away this time. That's 3 pretty poor attempts from Larry. He's got to go shorter in the rail. He should have learned that by now. But that's better. Finally, he's got there. Hasn't left a touch in ball. But a snooker player should get that first time, every time. That is so easy a shot. It's a natural thing. You look at the table, you look at the line, and you pick it straight away. And Larry, with those fills, plus the 32 that Coldest Pillow made, is in trouble. And Larry's got to back down here and bring something else to the table here and keep it tight. And this is going to be tricky as well. He really wants to get to that second red in the right there. Well, he's gone to the left side, and he's left Coldest Pillow a cut here in the red, which most of the time you'll overcut this because you're erring in the safety. You'll overcut this maybe, but he'll get the cue ball down into the long grass. Well, he didn't actually overcut it. Got not a bad line. So now there's a target to get to where that green ball's sitting. Again, you've always got to look at that pack before you play your shot. And now he needs cover, and I don't think he's getting it, is he? Oh, not quite. Not quite. This is just a dead weight roll in. Well, I don't see an obvious follow-up shot. Well, he had an idea, he didn't get there. Trying to get to that red just above those two on the left there. Now, there's a perfectly reasonable safety to spin that cue ball off that red that's to the left of the cue ball. See, that's fatal doing that. You know, you cannot do that. I mean, he's left a pot on. Well, it's tricky and it's awkward and it's close and it's difficult to judge the line. But he's got it centre of the pocket. That's a very poor safety from Larry. Coldest Pillow's not finished that good. But he's got a straightish blue. Again, red to follow. And this is going to go a long way to secure this second frame. 61-point lead. And now, as you want to get greedy here and go for a breakout, because there's still loose reds there. And he's got it. And he's got a couple of follow-up options. Well, this match is going to be over in the blink of an eye if Coldest Pillow just steadies himself a bit. Doesn't rush too much. Now those two reds both go into this pocket here. So he doesn't need to do any more bumping and banging, he just needs to pick his way through these, and this frame's, well, it's over already. Now that's sort of neither here nor there. He hasn't gone through with the shot. He should have been on the black there. Yeah, that was tough, but it's frame number 2 to Coldest Pillow. All too comfortable in these first 2 frames. So just looking at what's left, you've got 1, 2, 3, 5 reds. So there's 67 in the table. And Larry needs a bucket load of snookers. And that ain't happening. So this just gives more table time to Coldest Pillow, get his eye in even more. Of course, you know, Larry can mess Coldest Pillow around here for 20 minutes. Which, if Coldest Pillow lets it get to him, then that's his problem. It's a thankless task that Larry's got, and all he's doing though is just leaking points all the time. So we've played 24 minutes and we've got 2 frames of snooker in the bag. Good afternoon to Bedhead. Well, if Larry had any intention of doing anything in this tournament, he would have been practicing snooker, but he never really does. He never has done in all the years he's ever entered these snooker tournaments, and he pays the price because of it. But when he's, when he's in amongst the balls, he can pot balls. But that type of game doesn't win you these tournaments. It's a big part of it, but what Larry should be in now is survival mode, and he's got to keep it tight, and he's got to play something much better in terms of what you'd call a safety shot than what the evidence we've seen in that frame. That one where he just left the cue ball in the reds and left a shot on was just so poor when he should have run for cover into the long grass. Well, Larry just potting the pink for the sake of getting some points on the board. So 26 minutes after the faffing about, and it's 2-0 to Coldest Pillow. And again, Larry not going for the conventional break. And again, because of that, he's left a red on. Now, there is a break that I show you on my YouTube channel, which if you practice it enough, the 2 red balls on the left-hand side of the pack go to the left rail and they block one another every time. And if you get the pace right, you'll get reasonable cover behind the baulk colours. And straight away with the opportunity that Coldest Pillow had, he's into the pack. the mistake he made there was doing it from the red rather than from the colour and hoping he was going to get lucky, and he did. And this could be more damage to Larry. So that's the cardinal sin that Coldest Pillow done there. You never do that in snooker. Not even in virtual pool 4. Because you end up looking a numpty. The cue ball can get stuck in the reds and you can't even get to a colour. You just should not be doing that off a red. Those are the cardinal sins in snooker. You've always got to go into the pack off a colour. The day you see a professional doing that in snooker is the day snooker dies. That would never ever ever happen. But if you get the cue ball out and you can see a colour, you've got a fair chance of potting it. In this game, oh no, Spud Boy. The exhibition break in snooker is to bump the top rail and left hand side or left hand English and put the cue ball into the back of the reds and smack them open. That's what semi-pro does when he's in trying to make another 1-4-7. He just backs into the back of the pack, breaks the reds open, and take it from there. Break already goes to 44. Well, commentators curse again. Just not quite a... I mean, if I'm going to give Coldest Pillow a criticism, he just needs to steady the ship when he's in the middle of a break. You know, there's points leaking away here. Look at the reds that were sitting. He had a whole heap of points still to get there. And he's given Larry a chance at the table, which, as I say, you don't want to do that. He is going to pot balls, and the more time you give him potting balls, the more he'll find his way. He's not going through in that one, though. Well, it depends what you're talking about, newer style break. The break that Larry's doing is what you would do down the club. If you're just, if you're just playing your mate, you would break like that. The standard snooker break is left or right hand side of the pack, corner ball with respective English on the cue ball. If it's the right hand side of the pack, you want right hand English in the cue ball to fire it around the two rails and bring it in, the cue ball in between the pink spot and the blue spot to come round behind the green. That's what you call a conventional break in snooker. Any other break is unconventional, rolling into the back of the pack, for example, just to keep everything tight. We used to do an awful lot more of that in VP3, I'll grant you, when we played it, because VP3 was far more lethal if you left a red open. A lot more lethal than VP4. That could be you. I mean, it'd be frame over a lot of times. Well, Larry's looking to get himself into this frame. I don't know whether he can run through off this or come back for the blue. I haven't went down to look at the angle, but there's certainly an angle there, but the red and pink are in the way to get to the black. Yeah. And I don't think he's left it safe. No, he hasn't. So Larry's contribution 32, but he's left everything wide open again. Well, this match coming up, might be a different thing altogether between Tarek and Interchange X. Tarek, because he's what you would class as a snooker player in VP4. I think that's what he predominantly plays. Interchange X, I've never seen him in a snooker room in VP4. So it'll be good to get a look at the pair of them. And this, after 32 minutes, at the moment, is 3-0 to Coldest Pillow. And the way this is going, this could be all over in an hour and 20 minutes, this match. Because Larry is getting pummeled here. And I think you've got to accept that Larry's not going to outscore Coldest Pillow. I mean, if the fact that he's 3-0 down should have already given him a clue. He's not going to outscore Coldest Pillow. So he's got to outthink him. And he's got to get the safety game in play. He really has. I mean, that's asking a lot from Larry, because he's so single-minded. And it just does not work. If you're playing, some numpty in the tournament, then you can get away with it, because you're going to get far, far more opportunities. The problem is that when you start giving opportunities away to somebody who more or less knows what they're doing and can score, you're giving frames away. You're just handing them in a plate. And, when Larry's taking on reds like that, when you're going to run into traffic and can't get out there clean, you're going to leave yourself in a whole heap of shit like this. He should never have took that on, for the fact that he never had a clean route out of there. Well, he'll be taking that again, unless Coldest Pillow's sitting plumb in a red, which he's certainly on a red. That needs to run. He wants to get that black in its spot, and that'll do nicely. And he's got the red to the side of the pack. And now, right, so he's got two reds, and he's got to get the right angle in this black. Let's have a look. Well, that's just a wee bit too straight, but he can try and get around the corner. Needs to run, needs to keep going. He's left it short. That's a foot short of where he could have been. He could have been there, and he would have been perfect. And again, taking a big risk. And now he's going to look for the long grass off this black ball. Well, that's maybe not the side to go on, because you've got reds in the way in that left-hand side. He's not trying to pot this, is he? And he's far too heavy again. He really has got a touch like a sledgehammer when it comes to safety. I mean, that's overrun by 4 foot, that cue ball. There's no way that should have been there. In fact, I don't even think he was playing a safety. I think he was convincing himself he could pot that black. And he's left again a chance for Larry. But I think Coldest Pillow's now hedging his bets on the fact that Larry won't be staying at the table too long and scoring enough on his visits to cause any damage. But the problem for Coldest Pillow is that Larry isn't going to back down. He'll keep going, and if it falls into place, suddenly things can turn. He's overhit that, I think, has he? Yeah, overdone it. That's... Oh, I thought he was on a red, my bad. That's my first mistake of the day. I thought he was on a red there. Now, well, the black definitely doesn't go that side, and he can come back and play the black into the same pocket though. Now, obviously the two reds that are there are what he should be taking out now. He's just got to be careful here he doesn't block himself out, and making sure of it. Now, again, get himself off the cushion. Now this is just dead weight and let the cue ball run out. Well, he's stunning back. The only thing is he's gone too straight. See, if he'd just let it run out, I'm pretty certain he would have been much better than this. This is far too straight. Now, yeah, he's got to try and bring the cue ball back. Well, I know what I'd be doing. I'd be just potting the black and running up table. I wouldn't be trying anything more ambitious than that. You've got one red down the cushion here. Now that's running nicely. Needed to run a wee bit more. This is tough. Yeah, that's... Well, I don't know that he wanted to do that either, though. Well, he's left a plant. Possibly, no, he hasn't, because it's not set. Now, Coldest Pillow should be running for cover here. He's not lining up a double, is he? Yeah. He's not got the cover, but again, he's left an ambitious pot in the red here for Larry. Now this cue ball should be coming across for the black if he hits it enough. He might be rolling this dead weight. And close, but not close enough. So Larry's got a slender lead. And of course, these reds are not sitting perfect at the moment, but the one critical red, once that goes out the way, that opens up those other two, I think. Oh, maybe not. No, it doesn't. It opens up one of them. And the other can be played into the middle pocket there. So it can. And the other thing is, Larry should be in trouble on that last red. If Coldest Pillow can't get that last red out of there behind the pink, he's going to nail Larry in a minute or two, and Larry will be in deep trouble, because that's a perfect position to come over this side and bump that red out the way and just leave the cue ball there. So just a 5-point lead at the moment. This frame still in the balance, but a critical point coming up in a minute. But that's exactly what's going to happen. Coldest Pillow, I don't think, can get on that red. It's too tight. But what he can do is come down the table here and put Larry in trouble, or do that. You know, whatever he wanted to try and do, he did the option of the easy snooker. And this could be a free ball as well if Larry doesn't hit it, which is even more fatal. But he's got the hit, And he's, well, again, this is something that Coldest Pillows shouldn't be really going near. He shouldn't be going near this. He should be playing safe off it, but he's going to take the bait, I think. And that could be the one mistake that's going to cost Coldest Pillow a frame here. Okay, if he gets it in, he's a hero. And he has done. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have went for it. I wouldn't have the bottle to do that. I'd have been running for cover off it. But he who dares wins. And now it's just about keeping the cue ball in control. This green's a wee bit fiddly. Of course, he's on the green now, and this is the critical shot, because this is not a gimme. And he's got to control that cue ball to have a shot in the brown, and the blue's interfering with play here. And that's very well done. That's an excellent shot. So, the brown ball secures the frame. So after 43 minutes, it's 4-0 to Coldest Pillow. I had to take my top off there, I'm absolutely stewed. Well, Larry, again, this time has got cover. I thought he'd left that on there for a second. This might be ugly in a minute though. Oh no, it's just going to bump. I thought it was going to come up right behind the green. Oh, I don't know that Larry hit any of that. No, he didn't. He'll be getting maybe another go at it. Well, Coldest Pillow's looking around. I know what I'd be doing. I'd be sticking him back in. But he was comfortable in getting the edge. And he's got the length of cue ball as well. Another good length of cue ball. It might go in off though. Well, there's no damage done. Much better to do that than get it too thick and leave a red on. Now that's a better shot from Larry. But Coldest Pillow should be into that back corner of the reds, no problem. As expected. Now, has he left anything? No. Well, he's left a tempter there for Larry, but he's right in amongst the reds. The difficulty is getting out of there. And Larry's enticed by this red, and he's just hoping he's going to get out and have a shot at a colour. And this is just crazy. Yeah. It's crazy because you cannot keep potting balls at these distances. it's far easier to play safe than it is to try and pot this yellow and get good in a red. But he's going to do it. It's all too predictable. Well, Larry just keeps coming forward, taking on stuff I wouldn't contemplate. I suppose, you know, now that he's 4-0 down, he's probably more or less made up his mind that that's how it's going to be. He's just going to go for it. Had to play the stun to get the cue ball out, but, you know, if you're going to stun these corner pockets, you've got to be right on the money. And Larry, if you think back on taking that red on there, and then taking the colour, which was the yellow, and getting another red, you get 4 points. Think of how many more points you might have prevented if you'd actually just played a decent safety, rather than trying to just stay at the table. Because this, again, he's hemorrhaging points here. Well, he's going to have to work the cue ball now. And I think he's got lucky again. Coldest pillow. Well, that black's gone tight to the cushion, but he's perfect in the blue. Although he might be a bit the wrong side of it, but this black is tight. And there's a couple of reds at the back of the pack there. He could get on easily here off this blue. In fact, that I didn't even notice there was another red there. I thought there was only one, but that top red's perfect to drop behind the black. Yeah, he's had to stun it across, but again, these pockets at pace, they won't take them at all unless you're really nailing it pure. Well, just from a quick look, the pink's too... Yeah, it's blocked off with the red. Yeah, it's all going to be hard work at distance here for Larry, and he's not getting a lot of points. But he can play this sort of dead weight and get the black on its spot. And he's got the red on the top cushion as well. Once again though, being caught out with the line to the pocket. He's not left anything easy. This is really thin. 10-point lead for Coldest Pillow. And the red is covered, and of course Larry should just be rolling into the red by the pink, because he doesn't want to go up table, because he's leaving that red on over the pocket. Well, again, he's just sticking his neck out on the block there, going for that. The Coldest Pillow's got a similar problem, but he can at least play safe off that red that's over on the rail, or just roll into the red with the pink, and he'll leave nothing on. That's the safety there. You're not leaving anything on, just rolling to that red and pink. Now again, taking on the double. Not leaving anything, no. That red ball come out into the middle of the table, covered with the pack. Well, it's a negative safety, but it's an easy safety off the red on the rail there. Now that cue ball's not travelled back to the back cushion here. How far is that red off the cushion? Well, this is a thin cut in, but a fair chance it will go in. He's going to go to the cushion here with the left spin and come round the other side of the black. Well, he hasn't hit it to do that. He hasn't given it the legs. So now Larry's in with a chance. And these reds are not sitting too badly. Oh, he didn't want that. He wanted to brush through and get that red and above the blue there into the side pocket. He's okay though. He's straight on that other one, so that'll do. Well, if he's going to try and bump these, he's got to play it with conviction. There's one open red there though. Well, not including the one that's up with the brown, that is. And that's where he should be heading now. You'll roll this red in, go through past the blue and get onto the green and deal with the red that's up with the brown. That's what he should be doing. There's nothing doing on these three reds that are here at the moment. I mean, he could play that one. That's too tight though. Well, he's actually the angle to go down the other side, so that's actually worked out better. So now he's guaranteed to be on the red when he pots the yellow. And I don't know, he's potting the blue to try and get into the reds. This could be fatal. It could win him it, or it could give the frame away. Well, now I'm not sure what he was doing. I mean, why he did that, I don't know. Why didn't he just play the yellow and get on that last red up and bulk there? And now he's going to be in trouble if this red isn't a pot. And he just fallen right into the trap there, Larry. He should have been played on that red. And now he's in dire straits, although he's got a 7-point lead. And he's going to get another go at that. Unless Coldest Pillow's comfortable enough that he thinks he can pop some of them. Well, there's obviously one that will cut into the side pocket or come down into this bottom left pocket as we look, but I think that's the right thing to do. Just stick him in again. And now he's gone too high. Well, this time Coldest Pillow's in a wee bit of a dilemma, but again he's having none of it. And that Larry's not hit it this time. He's trying to roll dead weight onto those reds there, but he you know, at that pace he's always going to leave that other red on into the side pocket. That's the one he has to play. So this time Coldest Pillow's got the angle to go onto the black. Well, he didn't. I don't think he played for the black. He played for the blue. In that case then, he's going to have to just go high enough if he's going to try and get any of that red to the right of the pink. And I think he's got there. Oh, he hasn't picked a line though. Maybe it was a bit tighter than it looked. So, Larry's only 13 points behind. He's not got anything simple. The red goes and he will be on the black. But straight to the knuckle. Well, that was vital, because that's more than likely going to cost him the frame. And that's as close as Larry's come to getting in the mix. So we are 1 minute away from the start of the second match this evening. Let me have a quick look. And I wonder if Interchange X's actually show up, because I don't see him. I don't see him in the lobby. We might only have one match tonight. I mean, he has got a habit of just turning up at the last minute. So it's definitely 5 frames to 0 to Coldest Pillow. So that room for the Tarek match should be going up or already up, and Tarek looks as if he's in the room. Well, at the moment it looks like Interchange X is going to be a no-show. Yeah, I think Tarek's going to have a comfortable finish to the day. So we're already 2 minutes or at least 1 minute into that second match, and no sign of Interchange X. So, and Interchange X has done this before, where he has not shown. And when he does show up, tend to be pretty late, but never as late as this, to the extent that you just get the impression he's got no intention of being here. Bit disappointing, because I was looking forward. I mean, he's still got time to get here, obviously, but I was more looking forward to that match. Certainly going by the way this match has gone, because it has been a bloodbath. And things go from bad to worse for Larry. Knocks the red in by mistake. Well, the red on the right hand side of the top cushion is the one to play off, and the target, if you check the cue ball a bit, is down by the brown and yellow. And that's not a bad effort. That is not a bad effort. He had the right idea. And likewise for Coldest Pillow, he's got exactly the same shot, because he's got the target area of yellow and brown. And the blue ball being on the top cushion next to that red, that'll act as a stopper, so you can hit this with the right pace to get there, at least give it a chance. And I don't think he's hit it. He's not hit that at all. In fact, if he had hit it any harder, that blue ball would have gone in. Well, Larry can have another go. He's already had a practice shot. Well, at least he's covering the right hand side of the pack, and now that's left a more difficult shot for Coldest Pillow to deal with. Now he's got to get this really thin to avoid the blue on the left hand side of the red. And he's managed to do it. He might go in off. In fact, he's going to finish short, so that's perfectly okay where he's sitting. Larry missing the edge. He's probably going to get another go at that. Well, Interchange X nowhere to be seen. So Tarek just has to sit in the room until those 10 minutes expire, and they'll be through. And there are 4 minutes to go before that match times out. That's a much better length on the safety from Coldest Pillow. Well, more and more reds could end up heading over towards the blue. The trouble is the blue's not blocking the pocket, it's only blocking the pocket from reds on the top cushion. And Coldest Pillows got good pace again, just bumped to yellow. And now there's an even bigger target to get behind. Well, less than 3 minutes to go. And Tarek will be through to round 2. We'll have a look at the bracket. We'll also have a look at the highest breaks for the tournament. There only really is 2 at the moment. Unless something's happened when I've not been around and I've missed it. But right now, as it stands, U-Plonker Rodney has got the longest run in the snooker and the second highest run in the cowboy. He did have the longest run until Cobra took care of that the other night. Well, good afternoon to Vertical Liquid. I don't think, well, good evening now it is. It's 8 minutes past 7. We were intended to be here a little bit longer, but Interchange X is going to be a no-show in the match that started at 7 PM, top of the hour there. So we're now 9 minutes into that. That's just about to time out. And disappointing that Interchange X decided not to show. I mean, there's one thing I don't like about people arranging a match and then not showing. There's one thing about it. You can at least make some sort of effort. You know, even if you're not at your computer, if you're on your phone, you can still log into VP4 and you can still send a message to your opponent. There's nothing to stop you doing that, no matter where you are in the world. So there's no excuse for not even having the decency to send a message and say, look, I can't make it, this or that, the next thing, rather than just not bothering your backside to make any effort, no matter what the excuse is. So we're waiting on the message popping up. And that should be any second now. Oh, Coldest Pillow had a disconnect. There we go. So that was the match we were going to move into after this one was over, but we won't be doing that. And we've got Larry, who is on a run of 36 here. I don't know that the black ball goes left side. Oh, it does. There's room. And he's got a 41-point lead. Well, our fingers are crossed for Larry to get rid of the bagel, as they say. And the way these reds are sitting, he should very well do that. So Larry's highest contribution in the match looks as if it's going to secure him the frame. The break goes to 60. There actually is 51 still in the table, so Larry could possibly make a century here. Now if he just pots the black and lets the cue ball roll out, he should be on that red on the right side back into that corner pocket. Oh, he's going to run to the cushion. Needs to bounce. Needs to bounce. Well, he might be going dangerously close to that top left hand corner pocket off this red. Yeah, he had to stun it to avoid going in off, but that made the red that more difficult. So Larry, with a contribution of 68, has got himself at least on the board. And Larry again going for his, edge of the red break, but it's no good because he's always leaving the red on doing it. He's not getting cover behind the baulk colours. The black's tied up, mind you. And, well, Coldest Pillow's going to go hell for leather here. And at that pace, didn't quite have the line. And he may well have got away with it. He's got away with this big time. Look at where the red's gone. It's gone behind the brown. So Larry's can't play safe off that. He can't really run for cover in many places. Can he see an edge of that red? Well, he's looking to kick it and hold the cue ball here, I think. Or at least that's what he should be doing. Well, all he's done is popped it over the corner pocket. But he's got cover. A wee bit lucky there. Well, he's got cover in that red, but what's he left up table? And I don't think he's really left much on here either. That one red there. Yeah, that's the only place you can play safe, just up at that end of the table. Well, that red is so close to the pocket that if you have any other red up in that bunch of reds that you can play down onto it, then that should get you up and running. So you've got to be careful that you're covering everything. Well, they're not to stop you just rolling onto those reds there, Larry. I mean, that's simple enough to do. Just roll onto the red that you're nearest. You don't have to be playing positive shots in this game all the time, Larry. Just keep it tight. And see, that to me is crazy. Oh, he's got lucky again, I think. He has got very lucky. Because he's got that cue ball pretty tight behind the blue. Coldest Pillow can just run off that red or run onto it. See, that's what Larry should have done. That's what he should have done. Now, imperative now that you cover that red there, because anybody gets a sniff of that red, they're rolling it down the rail onto the one over the pocket. So you must make sure you're covering that at all times. So Larry had a touching ball there, so all he needed to do was just roll off it. Well, Coldest Pillow's got a bit of a bait there, but also Larry hasn't got the cue ball back to the reds. He should have just banked the cue ball back into the reds, because he's now left one exposed. And this should be fairly easy to roll this onto the one over the pocket. So another poor shot by Larry. I mean, the fact that it was a touching ball and the cue ball sitting sort of there, all he had to do was bank the cue ball back into the reds, and there's no way he's leaving anything on. Red behind the pink. In fact, the second one behind the pink goes as well, so that's even more handy. Red into the middle to follow. Well, he's got slightly more angle on the red than he probably wanted. Yeah, he managed to squeeze it through. It looked as if it was going to run into the other red, but he managed to squeeze it through. So now his problem's getting another red out of this lot, because when he pots the pink, he's not really going to have anything looking at that lot. So, decided to take the blue. So I didn't really get into the cue ball enough. He wanted to be maybe straighter on that red so he could roll it up the cushion. Now he's got to watch how he hits this, because he could leave the red on into the side pocket here. And he has done. I don't think it's out of the legs. Oh, it just has. Well, Larry's got to run the cue ball here to get a bump, because I don't think anything is on. He's got to try and get a hit on something. There's nothing doing. Now, he can pot the pink with a wee bit of left and a decent bit of pace to go to the cushion and try and come into these reds here. He's looking around and looking around. I mean, there's nothing goes. Now he's took the blue. He's just going to try and get length in the cue ball, but he's hit it too thick and the cue ball's gone. And he's left the red on that he's bumped out. And there's colours available. Probably pink into the middle. Just got to kill the cue ball. But again, another poorly executed safety from Larry. Got those reds far too thick. Brought the red out, which was the first mistake, or the second mistake. The first mistake was hitting them too thick. The second mistake was the red coming out, and the third one was actually going in off into the side pocket. Well, the main objective there was getting that cue ball down into bulk, and that's got Larry in trouble at distance here. Trying to go thin edge off that left red. Now he's got to get this thin. And that's well played, and good length in the cue ball as well if it misses a yellow. Well, I could have done without the bump. Well, I think Larry's got a shot to nothing here. Yeah, that red that's there, the the danger with that is that he may well be colliding with the other red. So the one behind the pink, the middle one, is the one he's going for. He's going to collide with the other red as well. At least that's what it looks what he's doing. I don't think he's quite made up his mind yet, but he's going to be hitting stuff here. And it could be fatal if he leaves things on and doesn't get the red. And he's going to leave a red on. Now the problem is that the pink's tied up. The black obviously goes into one corner. And Coldest Pillow, well, he thinks he can get enough of the pink into the side. It's tight. He might just have enough. Oh, he had enough. Oh, caught the knuckle, but dead weight pace, it drops in. Hasn't finished ideal on this red though, but quite comfortable. Well, yellow and running the cue ball is the order of the day here, and then just hoping you get lucky. But once again, common sense has prevailed. For once, Coldest Pillow has a nice little lead. And why leave something easy for the opponent? Put them in trouble. Don't make it easy for them to get into it. And that was the right shot. Well, if Larry doesn't get this right, he's still leaving a red on here. And this looks pretty good. He's left a red on. He was trying to roll it dead weight right onto the left side of that red there. And Coldest Pillow, I'm pretty certain, will be playing the black. And then again, he's going to collide with something, so just hoping he's still left a decent shot. And this should be framing match winning opportunity here. Now, is this cue ball running far enough? It needs to keep going, and that will do. And it will be pink into the middle again then. I just didn't keep it tight. So, a 49-point lead for Coldest Pillow. There's still 59 in the table, but it's a long shot for Larry to get out of this. Four reds, four blacks, and all the colours. Well, not quite. I think he could take a pink, but not much less than that. Well, that was a good red. Now he's got to get his calculating mind together here. He's got no option but to take the blue, but I think he can take a blue as well. When he pots the blue, there's still 51 in the table. But he could also use that last red behind the pink to nail Coldest Pillow behind the pink. He should be... he's got a red next to the black. Well, this will be a safety. You overcut the red to the cushion, send it to the back cushion, and bring the cue ball back down into bulk. Well, I doubt very much there's enough of that red to pot it, and to me, you shouldn't even be thinking about anything other than cutting that red to the cushion there and sending it behind the black and red. and bringing the cue ball back down here. Oh, tell a lie, he was on a blue again. That's my second mistake of the day. My bad. Well, we won't be here long, Mark. Tarek was supposed to be playing Interchange X at the top of the hour there, but Interchange X decided not to bother. So this will be it for the night. The only real thing to mention is that Coldest Pillows had it all too easy. And he did also have the chance of a century, which he blew because he's just getting in a bit of a hurry. But nevertheless, well done. It is a solid win for Coldest Pillow. Larry managed to put a 60-odd break together to win at least one frame, but a 6-1 win for Coldest Pillow. And we have confirmation of that. There are now no matches on the schedule in the snooker. And if we look down the bracket, July the 13th is the deadline date. In fact, you know what I forgot to do? Hang on a minute. I said the other day I would get a hold of Tony Salmon. I forgot to get a hold of him. So that match is going to forfeit because the deadline is tonight for these matches. So that'll be a toss of a coin unless somebody has sent a proposal. I forgot to get a hold of him to remind him. So we've got Spud Boy in round 2, who had a bye, and he may well get a bye to round 3 the way it's going there. You've got Rodney in round 3, so he's going along very nicely, thank you very much. 2 comfortable wins of 6-0 for him, and the highest break of the tournament. Further down we have Coldest Pillow now set to play Tarek. Tarek, of course, got advanced earlier tonight. We've got Lard up against MC Clarkey. Stubb, who didn't show for his match, and Matt got a bye there, or was advanced. We got Whiskey 2, who was a bye, and he's lined up against Little, who had a 6-4 win against King Eric. DJ Simon, who had a bye. Now these matches in round 2, the deadline date's the 23rd, and DJ Simon's lined up to play LS3, who had a comfortable 6-0 win against Bankster. I don't know when she played that match, I missed that one. And you've got Le Meilleur, who I think's from Canada, against Albinario, and that is going to be a forfeit as well because Albie's nowhere to be seen. The match hasn't been arranged. I would assume very much that Albinario has sent a proposal in that match. And then you've got Leo Traff and Tench again. Nobody arranging the matches here. So that's going to be a forfeit and a toss of a coin. So Keith lies in round 2, waiting to find out who he's going to play. Let's look at the stats and we'll see that the high run is... what the hell am I doing? I went back to the bloody bracket. The high run for the event. That's not the one I want to go to, it's that one. If we go there, we'll see that Rodney has a 1-1-1, and the high run tonight from Coldest Pillow was 90, which should have been a century. And you can see that in terms of points scored per visit, Coldest Pillow has the highest average at the moment out of all of them. So the stats are a bit bare, but it's disappointing that we're going to have at least 2 or 3 forfeits here tonight. So it is. Oh, you're playing Tarek tomorrow. Well, that's no good because the bloody football's on. I won't be doing that. That's a bit crazy, Coldest Pillow. You weren't thinking about that, were you? When's it going to start? Football's at 8 o'clock. There is no way I'm streaming that. I want to watch the football. One Pocket Slim can do it if he's around. Well, I'll check the bracket tomorrow morning when I get up, and see whether you've got something sorted out. But well done. You should have had a century there. See, when you get to near the century, Coldest Pillow, just wind it down a wee bit and take your time a wee bit more, because you should have had 100 there in that visit. But Larry made it all too easy, because Larry, as I say, you know, he's so single-minded. And then again, when he did try to play safeties, they were pretty crap efforts, to be honest with you. But that's what you get if you don't have any table time whatsoever. So a comfortable win. You're going to get it tougher than that, I would assume, against Tarek. So good luck in your next match. Right, that is it, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll bid you a good evening. I don't know what to do tonight because, well, there is 8-ball doubles that never goes ahead, so I might hang around. We're 30 minutes away from that, and there's no bugger here interested in it right now, but I'll hang around and see if it might go ahead. I don't give it much hope though, so until we meet again, whenever that might be, take care, and we will see you later, folks.